That is what makes this a little bit different from other cases of genetic alteration, where you're not just affecting the child being conceived, but this can potentially affect children right down the line. That DNA carries through. Now, Dr. Alice Virani, you're a clinical ethicist with the Provincial Health Services Authority of BC, and I want to start with that point, right? The fact that the ramifications go beyond just the one child, that it carries down through their children and their children and their children. I mean, do we know enough about this procedure for that to be safe?
We are going to be looking more into this. We want to find out more, and so that is why, with the UK decision coming down, they say that families who do proceed with this new procedure, they have to provide feedback as to how these kids do down the line. So this is part of ongoing research. We don't know enough yet. However, in saying that, the reason that it has been approved to move forward as research is because the scientists who've been involved in this do think that potentially this will be very beneficial.
The research is one thing. From an ethical standpoint, there are a number of critics who will look at this and say, boy, this could be really dangerous, because if we go down this avenue and we say, okay, we're gonna genetically engineer a sort of resilience to disease, I mean, why stop there? I mean, I can introduce all kinds of other improvements to the human race, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and I think that that's a question that's been asked of genetics for the last 20, 30 years, since I've been involved in the field, and ethicists have been looking at this, and geneticists and other scientists have been looking at this. And I think really we haven't seen the scary side and the designer babies and that kind of aspect of it playing out. A, because we have regulations and policies and governing bodies in place which would prevent that type of thing happening, and B, because the technology is not necessarily there.
People might look at our current state of affairs, and if they were looking at that 20 years ago, they might think, oh my gosh, we've already come that far, right? I mean, all of these advances are pretty incremental.
Yeah.
The point is that we're getting closer.
Yeah, so the point is we might be getting closer, but you have to also, I think, look at it on the other perspective, which is, okay, well, yes, there might be these potential harms, but look at all these wonderful benefits that have happened as well. So these families who, 20 years ago weren't able to have children without fear of genetic disease, are now able to have reproductive options and planning options, and now we're able to offer that to families where there's been a mitochondrial disorder. So I think, when we look at it from that perspective, we're trying to balance, okay, well, what are the potential harms and what are the potential benefits? And to my mind, we're seeing that the potential benefits are outweighing those potential harms.
The Pandora's box can be controlled, in a manner of speaking.
I hope so, yes.
Dr. Alice Virani, thanks for your time.
Thank you.